Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm doing another foundation first impressions and concealer because we got a new concealer. This is the Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It just barely came out, and it's this little baby right here. Do you recognize this little baby? It's all over the internet. So I'm going to be testing out the concealer and also the Born This Way foundation from TooFaced. I've never tried either of them. I am so excited because I love TooFaced, mainly because their packaging is always so beautiful and on point. So I'm just really excited. So today I'm going to be talking about the foundation, the concealer. We're going to be swatching them next to other foundations that match me, seeing how the undertone is and how the swatch looks. We're also going to see if it oxidizes. We also will be trying it with a sponge on one side, the brush on the other side. We'll be testing it throughout the day for like 12 hours. I'll be checking in. You'll be seeing close up. We'll be testing it against a flash. We're going to be testing if it's transfer proof. We're going to be seeing what the company says this concealer and the foundation does, and does it really do that? Does it? So we're going to be doing everything. We're going to be testing it against dry skin, my fine lines. We'll see if it's good for mature skin. We're going to see everything here. I'm going to try to give you guys so much information. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and you hit the bell so you're notified of all my future videos, and stay tuned till the very end so you can know what my final thoughts and how this foundation actually wears for long periods of time in really humid weather. So before I get started with the first impressions, I do want to let you guys know that next week is gross, sick. Oh my gosh, it's my baby, guys. That was not me. Okay, so before I get started, I do want to let you guys know that next week I am doing a new series. It is called Summer Week. So from Monday to Friday, you're getting a video every single day talking about something to do with summer and makeup and beauty. So like my favorite summer foundations and primers, my simple beach makeup look, kind of essentials that I pack on a summer beachy vacation videos, like all different types of videos from Monday. Oh my gosh, stop, gross. I'm going to be talking about all different kinds of videos from Monday to Friday starting this next week. So make sure that you're subscribed and make sure that you come back and check back every single day because it's going to be really fun. I am so excited. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy that series. But let's get started with the foundation and the concealer. So first off, I do have normal to dry skin, and I do have like these lines here that foundation always seeps into. I also need some coverage because I do have some pigmentation issues, and I have some really dark under eye circles right now and really some redness today. Just like a lot of stuff going on today. I look very sick today, even though I'm not sick, but I have like the sick look today. So also, if you're trying to shade match with me, make sure you check the description box. I always do a huge list of foundations, high-end and drugstore, that match me, so check that out down below. So let's go ahead and just get started with TooFaced and what they claim. So I guess I will start with the foundation. So the foundation, the Born This Way TooFaced foundation, it actually just launched with a couple of, they just launched new shades. They have, so the TooFaced Born This Way foundation has 35 shades. It says it's medium to full, undetectable coverage, oil-free, has coconut water to help replenish the skin. It's moisture levels without over-hydrating. It's infused with alpine rose to brighten the skin's appearance. It has hyaluronic acid to provide long-lasting skin balancing hydration for a smoother, more youthful appearance. I got the shade Natural Beige, which is this baby right here. I mean, their packaging is always so beautiful. It's heavy, it's glass, it has a pump, it has its logo on the top. So this is what they basically say. It's an undetectable medium to full coverage foundation. It's luminous, it's oil free. It has coconut water, alpine rose, hyaluronic acid. It diffuses the line between makeup and skin. Coverage so undetectable and skin so naturally radiant they'll think you were born this way. It's supposed to blur. Okay, so it says 100% said this foundation blurred their imperfections. 98% said that their foundation made their skin look absolutely perfect. 97% said that their foundation provided natural coverage. Medium to full, but it's supposed to look very, very natural. It's supposed to be luminous. It's supposed to blur, and it's oil free. It doesn't say anything about transfer free or anything like that, but we'll still see if it transfers or not. Oh my gosh, I'm having like the hardest time right now. This is cruelty-free and vegan-free, and it doesn't have any glutens or parabens, so that's something good to know. And it's supposed to be long-lasting. It doesn't say necessarily how long, but it says it's supposed to be long-lasting. So that's the foundation. The concealers, I got 2 concealer shades. I have Natural Beige to match my foundation, so I can see if those 2 match. And also I can always spot conceal the face. And then I also got Golden Beige. Okay, so this one does have 20 shades. It's supposed to conceal, contour, highlight, and retouch with super perfecting natural finish concealer makeup hybrid. The ultimate multi-use formula for a modern and hydrated photo-ready complexion. Fully loaded pigments provide maximum coverage with an undetectable finish for a look so flawless they think you were born with it. So it's oil-free, can be used to conceal, contour, highlight, and retouch. It's weightless and hydrating, so skin is never dry or cakey. What lasts for 12 hours, is photo-friendly, no flashback is what they say with this concealer. On the Too Faced website, the concealer retails for $29 and the foundation for $39. So this has a lot of product in it, you guys. This has 0.50 fluid ounces. It's half the size of foundation itself. So it's pretty hefty, but you can use it around the face. And so this would probably be a good one for no foundation days. So we're gonna quickly go and check out the swatches and see how this foundation swatches and looks next to some of my most favorite foundations. So let's do that. Okay. Here we have the Born This Way multitasking concealer in Golden Beige. Here we have the concealer in Natural Beige. Here we have the Born This Way foundation in Natural Beige. Here we have the Too Faced Peach Perfect in Warm Beige. Here we have the Dior Backstage Face and Body foundation in 2WO. Here we have the Flower Beauty Light Illusions M3 foundation in the shade M3. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in 220. I think the Maybelline Fit Me and the Born This Way are the closest shade match. And it's very close to the Dior, which is my perfect shade, except the Dior is more olive, which is what I... Okay, so we're gonna check if this doesn't oxidize. This is an old swatch of the foundation. I'm gonna put a new swatch next to it and see. It does oxidize more neutral. It kind of comes off more yellow and then it oxidizes more neutral, I feel like. But it doesn't oxidize a shade up or down or anything like that. It just kind of oxidizes the undertone. So I'm gonna be trying it out with the Sigma sponge on this side of the face, and then on this side of the face, I'm gonna be using my Sigma F80 flat Kabuki brush, which is probably gonna give me more coverage on this side of the face. I'm going to start with the Too Faced HangoveRX primer. I love this primer, it's so good. The foundation says that it's luminous, so it should look absolutely flawless on my dry skin. It should not accentuate any dryness or anything like that, so here we go. So, it does have a pump. I'm gonna pump out 2 pumpfuls on my hand, and I'm going to start to apply it. I definitely think it has a natural glowy look to the skin. It's not the most glowy foundation I've ever tried. but it's enough glow that it looks beautiful. I think I got like a light medium coverage on this side of the face, and I think that's a pretty good match with the sponge. So I will see if it's buildable, but let's go ahead and do the brush side with my Sigma brush. Yeah, definitely have more of a medium, almost full coverage on this side already. Blend it. Definitely like how it's sitting on my skin better with the sponge, because I can kind of see it on my skin. It's not sitting as well with a brush, I feel like, but it is giving me more coverage. Let's see if I go over it with a sponge. Yeah, I can just see it more on top of the skin. So I'm gonna try to do one more light layer with the sponge, and let's see if it will build. So this one builds. I definitely would apply this with a sponge over a brush. I think it looks more natural and more beautiful, like it sinks into the skin a lot better with the sponge. It might be a little bit lighter than my neck because I've been going to the beach, but I think this one will match me when I'm normal. With that said though, when you use a brush, it does blur your pores a lot more. Okay, so this is the foundation. I think it gave me a medium, high medium, almost full coverage, but I can still see some pigmentation coming through, which is fine because we're gonna try out some concealers. So let's get straight on to the concealer. I got natural beige for the face, and then I got golden beige for underneath the eyes. So let's try that. It has a huge doe foot, but it has like a diamond shape. So I'm gonna try to add some coverage here. I definitely think that the natural beige concealer is a little bit lighter than the foundation. I was hoping that they'd be the same since they used all the same names. But it does have coverage. I mean, it covered all that up. But yeah, like I swatched them, and the lighter one is the concealer and the darker one is my natural beige foundation. So not matching with the colors. So let's try golden beige underneath the eyes. The golden beige one looks darker. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're gonna try underneath the eyes with a sponge. That looks really, really beautiful under there. Okay, let's try it with a brush now. So this is my BH V17 brush. Ooh, I like the color I chose. And I like it better with a sponge. And wow, I am absolutely loving the concealer. I'm not saying that, I know this concealer is overhyped, but there's the only, I think, concealer I like underneath the eyes, and even then I don't like it until I set it, is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. That one's very thick. This one, I haven't even set it yet and I still like it underneath there. I think it looks really, really good. I mean, look at how beautiful it sits. Do you see how beautiful it sits? Like I have these lines here. Even though I have these lines, it sits really beautifully under there. See how it sits really beautifully under there, and it even covered here so nicely. I have like this little pimple. Okay, so I'm gonna set my concealer with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. That combo is absolutely Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to lightly set the rest of my face. I'll finish my makeup and then I'll be back and we'll talk about the foundation. Okay, so I finished the rest of my makeup and I actually used mostly Too Faced products except for the eyes because I just wasn't thinking when I did my eyes. But I guess I will tell you. I set the rest of my face with that same powder. For the bronzer, blush, and highlight, I went into this Too Faced Natural Face Palette, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, Too Faced has the most beautiful packaging ever. So this is the palette I went into. I used Sunny Honey here to contour. I used this one called Pink Wink blush here to lightly for my blush. I used Satin Sheets right here as my highlights. To actually bronze the face though, I used my Too Faced Sweetheart bronzer in Sweet Tea, my favorite bronzer of all time. And that's what I used to really bronze up my face. For the lips, I used the Too Faced Melted Matte liquid lipstick. This one's in Child Star. I mixed that one with the Beige Cosmetic Nude Rose Lip Gloss. That's what I have on my lips. My lashes are the, what are they? The Koko Risque lashes. That's what I have on as my lashes. And on top of the eyes, you can barely see. What's giving me a little flush of color is these Marc Jacobs Iconic palette in Frivolux. It's basically a bunch of purples and it's the first time that I really dipped into this. I've had this for so long and I've never used it. So I used some of those colors just to give me a little bit of a pinky purpley flush. And that's it. I didn't put any facial spray on, like any MAC Fix Plus or anything like that. I wanted to leave it like this and see how it wears throughout the day. I am so excited because let me just tell you, I love the foundation already. It looks so beautiful on my skin. Now that I have everything on, now let me tell you, I did think that whenever I had no makeup on that the brush side looked a little bit more heavy, I'm gonna say. It didn't look cakey, it just looked a little bit heavier than my sponge side. The sponge side really looked natural, really looked like the foundation sunk into the skin. But now as I have my makeup on, although the sponge side does look beautiful and does look more skin-like, the brush side looks more blurred. It has more of that blurring effect that they're talking about. The sponge side, I feel like I can see a little bit more of my pores on this side. Not that I can necessarily see my pores, but I can just see like my skin texture, like my lightly, you know what I mean? Like it looks like skin. On this side, it looks more blurred and flawless and smooth on there. And I really, really, really like that. So I think that I would use a brush with this foundation because it just looks like perfected to a T. And this side looks beautiful as well, but it definitely looks more natural, more skin-like, because skin isn't perfect. It has the natural, you know, skin texture, but it does blur a lot of the pores still. But if you want more of that blurring effect, use a brush with the foundation. And I kind of stippled and blended it with the brush. I think it looks so beautiful and it doesn't accentuate any of my lines up here. It doesn't go into my nose lines. It looks really, really good, and it did have that luminous finish when I first applied it. So I definitely think the luminosity is going to start to show through in a couple of hours because I did powder it. So this is one of the foundations I do think it's going to get even more beautiful as the day wears on. So it is really humid here. We're going to have to see how it lasts. I'm sure it's going to last because just how it's sitting on my skin, I think it is going to last a long time on my skin. So also the concealer looks absolutely flawless, and I do like the natural beige concealer match with the natural beige foundation. It looked a tiny bit lighter, but as I blend it in, it actually looks really good. So I'm just so excited. I am so excited. I'm going to be doing live check-ins on Instagram and Snapchat the day that I'm filming. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Snapchat. But I'm loving it so far. I'll check back with you guys in 5 hours and we'll talk about the flash test there and more about how it looks. Okay, so we're back. It's been 5 hours. Let's talk about the flash test before we get into how my face looks right now. I really am impressed with the flash test. I feel like my skin looks so flawless and beautiful, and I don't think that there is really that much flashback. I think that the flashback that you might be seeing might be from the powder. I didn't think to use my no filter, ColourPop no filter powder. That one has no flashback, and I didn't even think to pair that one up. So there's not really flashback, but more like a reflection of the light. But my skin and my foundation look so good. I would definitely wear this whenever I am doing flash photography. This is a really good one. And just photography in general, the skin looks so smooth and beautiful and flawless and just gorgeous but natural. It doesn't look cakey. I don't think that in person it looks cakey. In these bright lights, I think it looks beautiful. It just looks beautiful all around, you guys. So let's see how the foundation wore. It is so hot outside right now and so humid that it's like hard to breathe. It's crazy, you guys. Like I can't even tell you, it's the most humid day ever today. But anyways, let's look at the foundation. So I am really impressed because the foundation has not sunk in at all in my fine lines. I think this is a good one if you have more mature skin. I think this one is a good one to try because it does blur, which is really nice when you have texture or wrinkles or fine lines, whatever it is that you have. This is a good one to try. I also think that with my dry skin, it is working really, really beautifully. Now that it's kind of sat on my skin, I really do love the sponge side. But like I said before, the brush side just blurs so much more, like around here where I have pores. So, all in all, you guys, I am absolutely loving it. It's still maintaining its coverage, and with all the makeup on, it looks more fuller coverage. I know I probably could have built it up more to full coverage, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use a concealer, and with that spot concealing, it made it look more full coverage. Now, I do like the concealer. This is probably the best smoothing concealer underneath my dry eyes that I have tried yet. It's still sinking into those fine lines. I think it's more like the powder is sinking in there, but it looks really, really good. It doesn't look gross. It doesn't look old. It doesn't look wrinkly under there. I am loving the concealer. You guys, I've had the worst luck with concealers. The ColourPop concealer wasn't that good. Well, it's good to a lot of people, but for me, it was still too dry underneath my eyes. The Shape Tape, I can't use that by itself. The only one that works a lot is Flower Beauty concealer, but it's not full coverage enough. So I really, really like this concealer. I'm giving it a big fat thumbs up, and I like the colors that I picked. Golden Beige underneath my eyes, and then Natural Beige to just spot conceal. I think that was a good pair. But I am liking, you guys, like I'm talking about a 9 out of 10 depending on how it lasts the rest of the night. This foundation and concealer is a 9 out of 10 for me so far. Like I'm really, really enjoying it. It's starting to get, like you can start to see more of a natural glow come in through the foundation, and it looks so beautiful on this. I'll check in with you guys at the very end of the night. Let's see how long we can push this foundation to its limit. But yeah, I will check back with you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so it's been about 11 hours. It's almost been 12 hours. It's like midnight right now. I am so tired. Anyways, let's look at the face. Let's talk about how the foundation looks and then my final opinions about it. This foundation looks absolutely amazing. It has not lost any coverage whatsoever. It is not breaking down. It's getting glowy around like my T-zone, but it hasn't rubbed off my nose. It hasn't rubbed off my face. It hasn't transferred throughout the day. It just looks amazing. It's starting to look a little weird around my nose, like the outside of my nose, but that happens with every foundation. This is probably the foundation that has looked the best and held its coverage and has maintained its just how it looked when I originally applied it the best out of all the foundations. I mean, the Dior one did a really good job as well. It's one of my favorites. This one looks just as good as it did this morning, except for right around the nose where you can tell that it isn't freshly applied. Everywhere else, I would go another 12 hours with the face looking like this. Like, it looks still really nice. Now, I have been like kissing on my kids and, you know, putting their face against my cheek, and the foundation has not transferred. I also have been outside when it's really humid and it hasn't broken down, so that's really good. And have a flashback. It did blur my pores and imperfections. I really do like the brush side the best. I think it looks more beautiful on that side. It also isn't too glowy. You know, I can tell already it's going to be one of my favorites. It just looks so smooth on the skin, and I do have a couple of pimples on my skin. Like, my skin is not perfect right now. So I am just so impressed. I'm loving it. I do think that it was a little bit lighter than my neck because I've been going to the beach, but I think that if you are my regular shade, which is listed down below, this foundation, this match will match you good. I think I'm slightly starting to get tanner, but this shade still is matching me really well. So I like the match. I like the formula. It looks really beautiful. I think that's it. I think that's everything that I have to say about the foundation. I hope you guys liked the first impressions. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and to come back for summer week starting Monday every single day until Friday. I have a new summer related beauty video. It's gonna be really fun and really exciting. But yeah, I guess that's it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.